Well, hello, DRC family and friends. Hey, I have an update for you about our reopening. We have chosen to delay our reopening by 1 week. This is what's going on. We have been exposed to somebody who's been exposed to somebody who had a positive test for COVID. Our daughter Emily has a roommate who was exposed, who tested positive for COVID. Her name is Judy, and Judy was a student with our daughter Emily this past year. When she flew back to Germany last week, she had a test that was done, and it came back positive to the shock and surprise of everybody. So out of an abundance of caution, we have decided to delay our opening by 1 week. We have a friend of ours who's a medical professional. They're a doctor and they also are working in the insurance field. So they have spent a lot of time kind of researching all the things that are going on with COVID. And it was their suggestion, again, out of an abundance of caution, that we just delay for the 1 week. Let me give you a timeline. Some of you might be curious to know. On Saturday, May 30th, our daughter Emily stopped by and visited with us for a couple of hours and then went back home to Ephrata. On Sunday, May 31st, she came back and visited for 3 hours for a little while and then went back to Ephrata. On Thursday, June 4th, she moved home for the summer. And that was Thursday afternoon. On June 5th, the very next day, we heard about the positive test in Germany. Again, we were really surprised. Everybody was surprised. The very next day, June 6th, Emily, Nicole, and I all had COVID tests done. They all came back negative, which again, obviously is a huge blessing. Emily was asked to do a 14-day isolation, and Nicole and I, we have never had direct contact with Judy. Nicole and I were asked to do a 3-day isolation, so we're doing that right now. So again, we're following the recommendation of a healthcare professional, someone who's very on top of all this, and just out of an abundance of caution. When we do reopen on June 20th, I just want you to be clear on this. It will be 3 weeks since we were first exposed to Emily on that May 30th date. It'll be 21 days. It'll be 20 days since we spent the 3 hours with her on June 31st. So it's 3 weeks will have passed since our initial exposure with Emily, who who had a roommate that tested positive. So as frustrating as this is, and obviously it is frustrating, it also gives us a chance to learn a few things, a lot of things, but I'll just mention a few. The first is that God's timing is often very different than ours, and that could be pretty frustrating. And I don't know all the situations in your life, in the past, or even in the present, that you've been frustrated with God's timing. And again, we just have to get to the point where we trust that God's timing is best. The second thing is this: in this season, we have the opportunity to actively love people by laying down our desires and maybe even our rights when it's reasonable, if it helps other people be safer or feel safer. So it's an opportunity for us to love people in doing this. And the third one is this: while fellowshipping together is hugely important, and obviously we think so, or we wouldn't be doing what we're doing, we cannot depend on a Sunday morning service to feed ourselves spiritually. And so I just want to encourage you with that. I think we all fall into the trap of depending on a church service, whether it's a Saturday night or a Sunday morning, to kind of get ourselves spiritually recharged. And while that's valuable and necessary, it can't be the only thing. So I just want to encourage you to enjoy God's Word and until we're able to enjoy each other's company again. So, again, thank you for hearing us out. If you have any questions, you can call us if you have our number. You can also email us at connect@deeprivers.church, and we'd love to, again, flesh out any details that you might be curious about. Again, this is a recommendation from someone in the medical field that we really appreciate and just really it's their recommendation, and so that's kind of where we're at. So we hope to see some of you on Saturday night, 6 o'clock, June 20th, and we hope to see some others of you on Sunday morning, June 21st at 9 o'clock, and we'll be at our building, 200 South Hanover Street, so a lot of new experiences going on in just a couple of weeks. So thanks so much, take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.